sorry that my screen goes black when I'm on here. But I'm just I don't know. I'm gonna do it like that instead. And this is just gonna be a whole different vibe, I guess. So welcome on in for those who are new. You are part of the shift that's been happening um around the world. Basically everybody is waking up, especially with this war that is going on. It's waking quite a few individuals up. And I want to say that ever since June 19th, where the sun was very hot for the past couple of days, not just in New York, but also in the South and the West Coast. We all been in the hundreds lately. So sorry you can't see me, but you can only hear me at the moment. So it's like, hopefully I can get this fixed soon. So the shift, everybody is having symptoms of either ascending or descending, but really a lot of people are ascending, so they're awakening, and they're getting these new. My spirit guides, they've been telling me they've been getting like new powers, new gifts. So like these new gifts, these new powers, what they're doing, they're able to tap more into the real world and in the matrix at the same time, but they're bringing out things from the subconscious really out in reality. Because my dreams been hectic. It's not so much focusing on the past, nor the future. Is really focusing on what's happening present day. Each day that we wake up, we feel more of deja vu, like we've done this before. And we pretty much have done this before. We're just remembering. And a lot of people are going through the memory stage or out from the memory from the tunnel. And a lot of times when we're in these other realms, we don't know what dimension we are in. I'm starting to peep out where my dimensions are based off my background. I'm looking at where they're trying to put my subconscious to focus on when I am in this other realm or in this dream realm. And it's not so much that these nightmares are technically giving you more hard time. No, these nightmares are, it's like you battling out like the inner version of you, all the stuff that you couldn't really ascend in real time, in real life. So when you go back into the dream world and you're having these nightmares, you're actually seeing yourself using your gifts, your power for the very first time. Not only that, you're bringing it more into the world. And a lot of people, you might be grabbing towards a lot of negative people, but then now that was before. You was grabbing towards negative people who didn't understand that they are um, need to be woken or wanting to have a sense of to be woken, and a lot of people are being wakened at this time that were once not woke. The same people you try to get woke, now they're woke. They're just not quiet about it. They're starting to speak up against what they face spiritually in the internal and also in the minds, and what they also have been facing in reality, in the real world. Not just say the real world that we are in now, as you can see and hear me, but you can also feel me internally, and we're getting back connected to how we first came about when we first um came to Earth, in a way, when Earth was like literally fresh out the womb of the guy of like, you know. So it's uh it's recalculating back in time. It's gathering old information that it missed, putting it new into the new shift. So some of the stuff that y'all are listening to now, spiritual gurus on YouTube, you kind of already knew this information. These videos are just confirmation that your spiritual ability is enhancing, it's vibrating, it's going forward, not backwards. Because the sun was going backwards, the moon was going forward. Now the sun is going backwards, and the no, the moon is going backwards, and the sun is going forward in time. So I've been watching the moon lately. Of its luminous, it's getting back. It's luminous, but then again, the moon that we are seeing now is not actually the real moon. It's a replica of a man-made that we built. It's the one that we built, and the real moon that's still out there that we can see every now and then without them covering it. It's both of them. There's something about me that you possibly don't know about my spiritual gifts. I can speak to like outside source. Like I can speak to other planets. I can speak to other entities, deities from those planets, and they also are having a shift. And the moon itself is having a different shift, a different timeline. It's not on the same timeline as the sun that we are seeing today. The sun and the moon is on two different types of timeline. The sun is giving me more visions than the moon would, and the the moon is giving me more feminine dreams, more. But with the feminine dreams, I'm getting warnings about everybody before the event actually happened. Some of my gifts I've been using lately uh, to save certain people that are around my energy or connected to my energy. I've been tapping more in and on than rather off. And I'm not allowing the matrix to send subliminal frequencies. I kind of like stop it in a way. How I did that was, I remember one night I had a dream that I was on a train track and I was wearing, uh, I want to say all white, and I had like some type of staff in my hand, a trident symbol in my hand. And I raised my hand up, and I remember that night it was completely dark, and I raised the symbol up, and I could see it glowing light, pure white, and kind of yellowish. It was yellow, and then it had like white rims around it. So I I raised the staff up, right? I can see a bunch of. I said this before, like a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, but this was before 2 months ago, because after that I've been having like nonstop of dreams of like battling out with other entities and deities from other dimensions who seem more dark than vibrant than us. But then there was during a time when I was on the train track, when I had looked up the symbol, they all started gathering themselves around me. And then I think ever since then, when they started entering into my subconscious, or whether it's through the vibration of social media, through because sometimes the government or things, or like high priestess or whatever, um, they can put energy towards your subconscious energy where you're not really thinking of. And I've been putting like good affirmations inside of my subconscious, and the next day I noticed that each time I will go dream, I'm getting more vibrant, I'm getting more powerful. I'm not as in the beginning of time when I first entered the dream world and started to recognize these dreams. I no longer let them bother me throughout my day. I no longer let them interrupt my visions that are very important to me. So when I was lifting up the staff, um, the demons they started to get white or clear almost, or they start to show up vividly in a person, like people that you see around your day to day basis. So as they was doing that, they all the train started coming both ways from one end of the direction and the other side of the direction. That had let me know that was a symbolic of a shift. There is a shift coming. The train is the symbolize of the thoughts that you're having that keeps going on, that keeps on running on it, and then tracks. The track is to keep you on track. And when the train goes opposite direction, one was going right and one was going left, it was letting me know uh, what dimension the shift was allowing us to head into. So it's like all these agents that was once belong on this earth, trying to destroy the original beings from this earth that's not man-made, that's not digital bot. We are actually rising back to our old, like our old selves, not the old selves that was programmed into the matrix, but the ones that knew about, oh, who can like, okay, we know when the weather is changing, we know when it's about to rain, we know when it's about to snow, we know when it's about to, whatever the case may be, when Mother Nature throws at us, we're going back into into an inner self instead of using digital. But then again, I saw AI rising. AI rising kind of like they have their own domain, they have their own society. As we speak, it's kind of like Zion from the Matrix, is that where there's no human, it's nothing but like AI, artificial intelligence, robots, and synthetic beings that was once belonged to this matrix that was helping us, or resigning to be in their own society. So yeah, the shift and the when so the shift your dreams, whether it's nightmares or visions or about the future or about the past. If you look closely enough to certain symbols within your dreams, you can tell when the shift is actually speaking back to you on an internal level because the shift is actually speaking out. It's no longer hiding its own vibration. You're no longer hiding your own vibration. You already know that you're here. So you might as well enjoy being here because the shift knows that you're here. These energies, these entities knows that you're here. They're knocking on your door as we speak because they want they want to join forces with us on so they can be within this reality, but they notice that the body is only three-dimensional, so the body can't really do much, but they want the mind of the body because how far we can go outside of our mind. They enjoy that about us, and I can't tell you exactly who they is. I know where they live. I know what dimension they're in. I see their world. I'm able to tap in to their world sometimes and see what they're doing, but I cannot. Sometimes I'm able to react in the world, create a space within my world, within their world. If if the rules bend and the rules apply to our world, but they realize our government is restricting them from entering our minds because they don't want us to remember who we are in our past life. They don't want us to remember that we was once here before. When you are when you realize you are here before, people you tend to attract all kinds of people who are trying to remember or trying to forget. And those who are trying to forget are already fighting in a spiritual battle within themselves, and then they fighting with people around them. And it's not so much to sit back and watch them fall, but it's also we're supposed to help regardless of the information that is coming to us. That if it sounds crazy, we're supposed to deliver the message regardless. Because if we don't deliver the message, it tends to, that gut feeling when you don't listen to your gut feeling is kind of like that. When you don't listen to the message, it gets all wonky. So we don't want them to. The thing is, they want to bend our rules just as much we bend the rules in their dimension. The things that they are teaching us and letting us come back with this information is because they want the new age to come forward, to be where, to be in a timeline where they're supposed to be, or something like that. So the reason why they want it like that is so that the war that's been happening since our birth, they want us to stop. If they want us to be unity, not separated anymore. So continue to raising your vibration, meditating, um, journaling, remembering, and being more observant when you're in their dimension. And also, they're teaching you about your powers, about your gifts, so that when you wake up the next day in the matrix, you're able to use what has been taught to you. But some of you, it's like they split us all up into different types of groups. The other side, I'm still seeing them do bad shit, more bad shit, but let them do bad shit while we sit here and fix their shit and do good shit because we're gaining more access to ourselves and gaining access to like who we used to be and what we are. So don't be afraid if you start seeing these blue beings coming into your dreams. Those are my I'm part of them too because I have dreams where I'm a blue Anunnaki or something, or blue Pleiadians. The Anunnakis are blue or dark. They're like dark blue green beings. There are other races in them, but my tribe, where I'm from, are kind of like the avatars. We're literally like them. And what we do is we go in the dream world. We go practice what we want to learn from the matrix inside the dream, and then bring our knowledge back into the world and try to spread the knowledge out as much as possible, reaching other audience. So, from other dimensions. Yes, and those beings are real, and you're seeing exactly what they're doing in real time in present moment, not in the future, not in the past. They're actually living among our shift, and they can't wait for us to wake up because they're coming back to gather those that they have awakened so that they can take back inside of their dimension and bring more joy and wonderfulness to all realms of life. Because I remember the first time I saw these beings, they was doing rituals to us in order for us to enter in their dimension. So the things that you might have been experiencing throughout your life is real. I can't tell you exactly what type of rituals they had us doing, but I can promise you if we had like a one-on-one conversation, I'll be able to explain. But right now I can't really explain it because it's very weird. Very different. Like it's because like not a lot of people will understand. And then if you do understand, then that means you're remembering. And they're trying their best not to let you remember. And what I mean by they, I mean our government. But then, on the other side, want us to remember so that way we can get back to the mission, get back to business, get back on standing. Because regardless of what we saw 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 9 years ago, that's actually going to come forward in 2025 and 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. The year 2030, that's when you want to worry. Because after 2030, and after the year 3000, I did not see us have a future. I did not see America standing in the year 3000. Something like that. I swear. Like, America was different. At first, it did have like a future, but then now as the days goes on and the new shift is here, it doesn't really have a future because AI took over so much to the point where it's nothing but AI. It's nothing but Zion. In America, it becomes like Zion in the future. And with Trump and what he's doing with like what's happening right now with the war, it's only just the beginning. It's only just the beginning. And he's getting like more powerful in the dream world as well. Because one of that nigga had a shield. He has this shield. It's like I visited his dream like a couple of days ago. Like I'm gonna say 7 days ago. And then 7 days ago, he was a knight shining armor, but he was big, fatter than usual, and more orange than usual. And then he had like a shield. He had like a knight shield. And the knight shield was like going one end to the block to the next of the block. And I saw wars happening in New York, and it started out in the train in the subway, and like the trains was getting blown up at first, and then um, I think I saw a young female uh, in Manhattan. She had like a orange hair, and she looked like she was about 14, 15 years old, and she had a backpack on her, but the backpack looked kind of heavy. So I saw her running out of the train station, setting something down in the middle of the road. And remind you, this is just a dream. This is entertainment purposes only. And she took something out of her backpack. It was a black box. It was like a cube box, like Saturn box. But it had like little glitters on it, like little glass on it, or something like that. And but it was able to open. So she pressed the middle button and it opened, and something, a black a black shadow came out of the box. And this being started to rise out of the box, and the box began to count down as the being was walking towards the crowd or towards the young girl. And there's people on the side of the cars and stuff. The street was like messed up, and this being had like a dark cloak over it, and he came up to the little girl and tapped the girl's forehead. So he tapped her third eye, and she looked like she was possessed or something, and her eyes became black. And then all these other little children, just like her, and came up to the dark being as well. And they all started walking down towards the street, um, levitating people up. And these people that was levitating up, it was actually going inside a ship. And inside of the ship, you could see the white light that was bringing them into the ship, and you can see these gray aliens looking beings. So the shadow man and the gray aliens are, and then the children's was around him, so they was all working together. I think they were all from the same dimension, the same realm. Each one of them had different powers. The children, um, it was crazy. The the way that the children was using the powers is the same way we was being taught, and I think we was being taught by these children, but they shape shifted into one of us, looking like us, like if they was normal, and but some was like older than most, and they had on all black as well. So I don't know if you guys are having these types of dreams. If you are, this is part of the shift. This is the shift explaining to you what's going to happen. And the little girl could also be me, because she kind of looked like me when I was about that age. So I don't know. It was a weird dream. I've been having weird dreams for the past couple of days. I think I'm on day 14 with them, because the more I'm tapped in and tapped on, I feel like I'm interacting in their world. Like, but when I do, it's kind of like the Matrix. It's kind of like how Neo, when he touched the glass, when he first took the uh, red pill, he put his fingers through the glass. Every time I kept touching something, it kind of felt like that. And then every time I would look at something from that realm would tell me what's happening in the real world every time I kept touching something in that realm. And I would see the news or social media keep changing. And yeah, it's a lot of more weird shit about to happen. And it's only a matter of days. It's only a matter of time, really. Well, days. We got days left now before the big bang that's about to happen. And sad to say, half of y'all won't even know when it's coming. You won't even feel it. Some of you are feeling it now. That's why you're warning certain people, but not a lot of people are listening to you. Is because they don't. It's the same war that we've been going through over and over since 2012. Well, 2012 is when I woke up about the war. We had this years before, since 19 something. And it's the same fucking shit. Because AI is trying to be more like us. Hello, I'm just now seeing your message. I was getting attacked hardcore in my dreams from demons. I hear them and I feel them, then they would do things like yell, and then I hear someone outside yell. Yeah, that's them, that's a parallel universe too. That's like you're experiencing a parallel. They're entering into other people to fuck with you, so that they can make themselves more stronger. But they're realizing that our body is kind of weak, but they like our mind, so they want AI. They rather have robots. But then again, they realizing that shit is not working out for them. You want a reading? Email me at. Can I put it in the chat? Hold on. You can email me. I might do readings like live reading if I can get this camera to work again, because I don't know what I did. You can email me at Myesha Thomas, MyeshiaThomas 95 at gmail.com for reading. I think you're right in the way that they do use other people to get to me. Yeah, they're harnessing your energy. They're harnessing your energy. So you gotta watch out for people. You gotta like protect yourself from them. But alright, you guys, I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna come back on a little bit later. So stay tuned for part 2.